I realized I forgot to do the watch list for today, so here it is. A lot of these micro cap recent stocks that have gone up, I'm just looking for potential continuation on a lot of these. Just looking for range breaks with volume. I mean, just in case. I'm not super excited about any of this. SRAX, this one I bought yesterday. I'm willing to add to this one. This is definitely one I will buy because it has an upcoming catalyst, October 17, and it's one of these. It's being pumped as both AI and blockchain. So can it get better? Buy up. Looking to add to this. This is one of the more legit crypto plays together with OSTK or blockchain plays. NAC looking to add to this, also one of the more legit plays. Hydus I talked about in the last video. I probably won't trade it. There's so many things, right? Just so many of them. MTBC, I missed this one out of the gate yesterday. I had an alert set, but I was busy with HMNY. And turn, yeah, I'm just gonna check news. So this is nothing I'm watching. A lot of long watches. Well, in my long watch list. Let's see. This one I was long previously twice here and here. And it only got going the first time. They got stopped out, break even, or first tiny profit on most. And then they stay here. I also had a tiny profit. And yeah, it's one of these pumped as an AI play, I think. No, data security, yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe it can go. JP, well, I don't know. Can keep going. Nothing I'm gonna watch. This one I just set an alert. So OSTK, I talked about this one. I get back ASAP probably. This thing could be the next HMNY or whatever. Very interesting. They actually have yeah, you know what, I'm not gonna talk about it. You can read up on it on Seeking Alpha. These videos will be so long if I talk about all the stocks I like. China small cap. China small cap's been really hot too. They started to pump the smallest China names a couple of days ago, but not a great setup, but yeah, if it goes, it goes. This thing has had some buyout shatter. The oil stocks have another breakout. This will be one of my main watches. A lot of these are extended, but this is what works in this market. It's extended stocks that are already doubled, tripled. These are the ones that make the biggest moves. So, I would normally not look at these kinds of stocks at all, but this is what works, and you have to adapt. BBG, another oil gas, looks good. Really nice little flag here. Flagging just below the declining 200-day. HOS, really nice flag. This is so thin. You can't trade this one. Too thin. I'll remove it. Looks good and has some kind of a fundamental story too. So another oil gas. Ola that was long a couple of days ago. Got stopped out 2 days ago. Still watching it. I'll just set an alert on it. Ren, China. Too thin. I probably won't trade this one. YY flagging. Also, it's kind of extended. This is like, what, the third, fourth base. But I don't know. They tend to work in this market, so. This thing has upcoming data. So could have a run up into it. Oh, no, sorry. They have abstracts tomorrow. So no, this is not a buy. Not yet, at least. iTech, another one, it could keep going. Has a little bit of a range here, 280s, mid-low 280s. Another oil gas fracking related. You know, beaten down. Maybe it can. Looks like this BW before this thing doubled, right? Up 70% since this little flag break here. If you look at a 60-minute chart, look at this little breakout. Just beautiful. Had a big shakeout on this day, but never closed below the 20. It held the 20 fairly well, at least on a closing basis. So I'm thinking, you know, it could be a similar scenario. Now, this thing could go bankrupt overnight. So, but it could also double. So, I don't know. AVO looks decent, just flagging. This was probably one of the biggest misses for me this year. I was long 50,000 shares here, and I closed it. I got shaken out intraday, and I never bought it back. And yeah, it only tripled, right? So another blockchain pump. Very thin, but you know, it breaks out this mid 2 area. Could go. Next thing you look back at it, it's at $5. Not oil gas. Not ready yet. It's kind of nice, you know. It needs a few more days so the 50-day can catch up a little bit more, but it looks good. ARI super tight. Could be nice. Another China name. Looks really good. They had really kind of shitty earnings here, but it's just gone straight up. So maybe the market knows something we don't. Maybe they expect better earnings next quarter. I don't know. But if it breaks out of this area, I'll buy it. Aeros, this is a fraud, but it's setting up, and you know, frauds are the ones that tend to make the biggest moves. So I like buying frauds. Actually, love buying frauds. You get all these Ivy League educated people that are short that thing, and then they go up and they double and they triple, and those guys get squeezed, and you see it all the time. Anyways, Tuno, not ready yet. Tuno and Blue, these two. Blue got rejected at this range here. Tuno, yeah, you know, I don't know. EMS, another fracking stock, I really like it. This thing has treated me well in the past. I bought it here on this breakout day, and I sold it up here, and yeah. This thing can make big moves, and in 2014 it had insane moves also. So this thing responds very well to technical analysis. This one I'm stalking. Fitbit. The catalyst is over, but it's kind of hanging on here. I don't know if it has a range break. Maybe I'll buy it. This thing has upcoming FDA stuff later this year, but it's kind of flagging nicely here. Mayok had big data down here, which I bought. I'm all out since a couple of weeks back, or since a month back, but it's setting up, resting on the rising 50-day. I'll be back in a heartbeat if this thing breaks out of this range. Recent IPO biotech, UXY. Shorts. Mankind, I'm willing to add to this thing. I'm short overnight. I'm willing to add to this thing today in the mid-high fives if it gets there. I really think this thing goes back to sub 4. This is just so sketchy. You know, the two shitty analyst houses, H.C. Wainwright and Maxim has been pumping this thing for the past couple of weeks, and I don't remember which one was it, Maxim or HCW who got the offering, and yeah, they did it at 6. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's gonna go lower. This is just bullshit. So you know, I'm looking for a scenario like this thing has big down days. All these triple ETFs, they tend to do this. They can trend higher, 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 and then they have these crazy down days. Um, like if you look at Nasdaq wasn't down a lot. Like Nasdaq went up 6%, and then it went down 3% on this day. This thing went up 36% and went down more 21%. So, you know, these things, yeah, needs to get overextended. I really hope this thing goes to mid-high 100s and then has an insane pullback, like 20-25% in a day. And I'm just stalking it. I want to be there that day. You know, if it hits 40 today, I am long, but I may short some in one of my other accounts just for an intraday trade, because it can easily, if it goes to like 40 today, or low 40s or whatever, mid 40s, could easily pull back $3-4 intraday. So I'm just stalking it. Another one, hopefully can go to high 20s, maybe has a couple of dollar pullback intraday. HMNY, I hope this thing has a push actually. I would love to see a push back to 30 and then all day fade. That would be great. I'm willing to add to my short today. I would love to double my short. CLS and stalking, it's up 3 days in a row, and today will be day 4 or day 3, depends how we look at it. You could argue this was a inside range day because it was in this range, so it was not really an up day. But this is also one of my main watches. Kasi, this thing is up from insider buying, and now it's gapping up again a little bit because the insider bought more. And what I'm looking for is see a solid gap up to high 3s or something, and then opening range lows for fade back. Maybe get another 50-cent dollar fade. This one, I hope it hits $5, and then short it. I shorted yesterday. This one, just bullshit news, a meaningless patent. And they had a reverse split recently, so it can keep going. Hopefully it goes to $10 so I can short it. Not looking too long, it's too thin. It's way too thin. Can't trade this one. Not right now, at least. Kadov up at the almost 390 after hours. Obviously a short watch. These things are going up on nothing, and yeah. Very shortable on good setups. LBIX, another one. Hopefully gap up push and then fade down. So those are the watches, and yeah, a lot of positions. Anywho, so yeah, that's it. No more videos.